They were mutual.
Yeah, I heard about it earlier today. I just hadn't checked my email since I came out of Reserve and Trust Commission.
Do you want to move 6A2 out, or this is the vehicle, the truck that you had spoken about moving to a different?
Oh,
I don't think this is the truck.
No,
I think
this is not it.
this is circumstances have changed. It's a different truck.
Sorry?
Yeah, this one's, yeah.
All right, so with those changes, that's about as clear as mud, I guess.
Sorry.
Do I have a motion to adopt the agenda with those changes?
I move we adopt the agenda.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you. A quick mayor's report. For the past 2 weeks, I have primarily been working with legislators on bills that are now being heard on the House floor. A week or so ago was the deadline for things to come out of committee, and so now they're being debated on the floor, and there are a lot of bills that are affecting communities right now, some in positive ways and many in negative ways. There's been kind of a general consensus among mayors that a lot of the legislation that's being proposed this year is to address problems in our capital city. And instead of just addressing problems in the capital city, we are seeing a lot of legislation being brought forward that would have impacts on communities across the state. So just so you know, we have lobbyists that are working on that every day, and I am in the know on that through MML and our lobbyists every day, and we are having conversations even right now as we speak, because they just got off the floor and we're talking about what's tomorrow. We started my very favorite thing that I get to do in this job, which is my 5th grade girl empowerment leadership class. We started last Thursday, and so that will be every Thursday through the spring. Another exciting thing that's going on around City Hall is the park is almost finished. We, we've been saying that since November, but it really is almost finished, and we are real excited. We've got a few final touches to add, but we are nearing completion there, and then some renovations in City Hall. So y'all pay attention to that as you walk back out through the lobby and poke your head in the conference room on that first floor. That is it for a mayor's report. I would ask you to authorize the approval of the minutes of the regular meeting on January 17th and the recess meeting on January 23rd.
Move we approve the minutes.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? I ask you to authorize the approval of accounts for all city departments.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Ask you to consider the consent agenda with the 3 additions under 6B.
Motion made to approve the consent agenda.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? I do want to announce that we have a vacancy on our Municipal Reserve and Trust Committee. This is the committee that oversees what we call the Baptist Fund. There are 2 positions available on that Reserve and Trust Commission. So if you are interested, or anyone that you know is interested, have them send us a letter of interest to cityhall@oxfordms.net. And then at 7A, we will hear what was previously number 28. Consider a request to close Chickasaw for the construction of a roundabout at Molly Bar as part of the Lamar development. And this is a topic we covered a while back, and this project's now up to get started. So go ahead, John.
Good evening. So the contractor is now ready to close Chickasaw basically from Cincinnatus north to Molly Bar to allow the construction of the roundabout at the Molly Bar Chickasaw intersection. It was originally planned to be done back late last summer, but we had to do some improvements to Cincinnatus to get it basically ready for traffic, and that pushed us back a few months. So right now their timeline is actually to begin next Monday morning, pending board approval, to close Chickasaw, detour traffic up Cincinnatus to North Lamar, and vice versa.
Something we've already done. Motion made.
Tentative schedule is 10 weeks.
It's the exact same thing we considered a while back and approved, and then it didn't go forward.
Yeah, they have been strongly asked to be done by a double-decker weekend.
Second.
All right, any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you. Request permission to approve and authorize the mayor to sign the FTA 2023 certifications and assurances for the 5310 and 5311 grant submission. Donna?
Good evening. FTA finally released the 2023 certifications and assurances We did give it to Paul Watkins for his approval. He has signed, and we need permission for the mayor to sign so we could submit it to MDOT.
So moved. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you, Donna.
Thank you.
Request permission to allow retired officer David Rosenbaum to purchase his service weapon for $1 as allowed by state statute.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor? Any opposed? Consider a request from Grand Oaks, the Country Club of Oxford, to shoot fireworks on Saturday, July 1st, 2023, with an alternate weather date of Friday, July 2nd, or Sunday, July 3rd. Chief?
Yes, ma'am, this is our annual fireworks event. We're just trying to get the approval for it.
So moved.
Time out, hold on. You can't have a Saturday, July 1st, and then have a Friday, July 2nd. It's going backwards.
It's kind of boring.
So what is it?
It's going
So
backwards
let's say
and forward.
Backwards
Friday,
and
June
forward.
30th.
It's going backwards and forward.
Yeah, Friday, June 30th, Saturday, July 1st.
Yeah,
Sunday,
Sunday,
July
July 2nd.
good
Okay.
catch.
Yes, thank you.
Okay,
I
so-
figured if I copied that directly from what we want to
Does the motion still stand?
Yes.
All right, and second, all in favor? Any opposed? Request permission to approve a restaurant consumption permit, a brown bag permit for Tyler Young.
Yes, ma'am, this business is called Flames. It'll be in the old Salsa Rita. I think San Jose was the latest. But they have requested for their brown bag permit. We have checked them for their alcohol ordinance. They are not yet in compliance. They could be by Friday. So they have the age ID set up. We got cameras, but we don't have the evacuation safety plan in place yet. I think OFD did an inspection today. They've passed everything except for their occupancy load. So they don't have furniture in there yet, so we can't give them a complete load number. So my request would be if we can tentatively grant it with the ability to pull it on Friday if they fail their inspection. Friday would be their open date.
Granted, pending passage of the
Correct.
inspection.
So moved. Second.
All in favor? Any opposed? Request permission to approve a parade assembly permit for the Oxford Lafayette County Chamber of Commerce to host a 5K, 10K, and Kids Fun Run event on April 29th, 2023 from 4 a.m. to noon.
This is our double-decker run.
Second.
Double decker, all in favor? Any opposed? Request permission to approve a parade assembly permit for the University of Mississippi College Democrats to host a political assembly on Saturday, February the 11th, 2023 at 2:00 p.m. in front of City Hall.
Yes, ma'am, I think Ben is here. So this will be in front of City Hall from 2 to 4. And we're also requesting, since it is going to be a march, to secure the parking in front of City Hall. And then there'll be a small parade around the center of the square, and then we'll resume back in front of City Hall.
Okay? Is there a motion?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right. Second reading, public hearing, and potential vote on a proposed ordinance amending Chapter 74, Section 39, definitions, and to add Section 74-40B to allow an additional $1 on moving violations and parking fines. Shane?
Good afternoon. Yes, this is the Computerized Crime Prevention Measures Fund. All misdemeanor violations of Title 63 and parking adjudicated within the Municipal Court of Oxford, and it's for populations that have 15,000 residents or more, and it would be $1 that goes from the fund as an assessment that would go to the Municipal Police Department, and then those funds will be able to be used for computerized crime prevention equipment.
Great.
So moved.
This is the second reading, so we discussed this, that we had a first reading in our work session. This is a second reading and a public hearing. Is there anyone here that is interested in speaking for or against this change? All right.
I was making a motion for it.
All right, well, we can go ahead and vote. I have not gotten
Second.
any feedback after the
neither.
first reading. Have you, Shane, heard any feedback? Okay. All right, so we have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you.
Yep.
At 14A, we added, approval of the SMAC agreement, so that you could do it while you're still up here, sorry.
Okay. Benton County has, Board of Supervisors reached out this morning, requested assistance with debris cleanup for their county. They requested a boom truck and 2 operators through the statewide emergency management, the mutual aid agreement. We put together the request from them that was submitted. We also got their emergency declaration, and we're able to get some figures for y'all on what it would cost, and they have a PO open right now to refund us the money once all the work is done and we complete the project that they need. Right now, we would be looking at 2 operators, a boom truck, and a pickup truck to transport those 2 operators down there so they could work in Benton County. The 2 pieces of equipment total, and these are from FEMA equipment list codes, $2,006.45. The 2 personnel, $2,660.80, comes to a total of $4,667.25. The work, if approved, would begin tomorrow, Thursday, Friday, and then again Monday and Tuesday.
It's ice storm cleanup.
Yeah.
Yes, for the recent ice storm, they filed their declaration on February the 3rd. So,
Okay?
Yeah, we've done this before, so I'll move we approve.
Second.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you. Thank you, Shane, for working that out. Request permission to renew the contract for digital marketing for the Oxford Conference Center.
Good evening. I'm just seeking approval and a signature for our yearly contract with our digital marketing company. The money's already in the budget. I just need a signature on the
So
contract.
moved.
Second.
All in favor? Any opposed? Thank you, Micah. Request permission to accept the reverse auction bids received and award the contract for equipment and environmental services. Amberlyn.
Yes, ma'am. We had 2 people or 2 companies submit their specs, and only 1 company met those specs, Ingram Equipment Company, at $294,995.
Move we approve.
Second.
All in favor? Any opposed? Thank you. All right, request permission for 2 employees to attend the American Planning Association National Planning Conference on March 30th through April the 4th in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, at an estimated cost of $3,000. Ben.
This is the National Planning Conference, and myself and Kate will be traveling to it as the chapter president for Mississippi APA. I'll have several board meetings that I'll attend as well, but I think it's a great opportunity for Kate to see and experience that and pick up some additional continuing education opportunities.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor? Any opposed? Request permission to assist the Mississippi Department of Archives and History on a grant.
MDAH approached us about some residual funds that they had available in their grant program, and they asked us if they would assist them in accepting the funds and helping them implement it's a historic resources inventory database. It's a statewide database of all our historical structures throughout the state. So we would accept that. We would administer the contract. They would actually oversee all of the work. We would accept the 1 invoice, pay it, and then we would be fully reimbursed at 100%.
Motion made to approve.
Second.
All in favor? Any opposed? Request approval of the final plat, amended plat for case 2228 at Oxford Commons Lots LLC, David Blackburn, for Oxford Commons Phase 1, Lot 4, for property located at the northeast intersection of Commonwealth Boulevard and Sisk Avenue, being further identified as PPIN 26631.
So this is a request to amend the subdivision for Phase 1 in Oxford Commons. Lot 4 is that undeveloped piece of property kind of across from Southern Craft and Malco, where that pond was at one point, and so they're proposing to amend that lot to actually create 3 lots. And it complies with all of our requirements. They did provide us with a letter of who they believe, and signature and approval of who they believe is adversely affected by this. Engineering provided comments, and the Planning Commission approved this at the January 9th meeting, and staff recommends approval unless there are any other people that are found to be adversely affected or directly interested.
Move we approve with the staff things that they need done.
Second.
All in favor? Any
Thank you.
opposed? Thank you. Request permission permission to install a termite control system at the Skipwith Cottage. Okay?
There's termites at the Skipwith Cottage, so we all know that's the yellow building kind of.
Only visitors we've had there in a while.
Yeah, they appear to use it quite frequently. So we're requesting approval to install a termite system. Yeah, the termites love it there. So it'll cost $600 to install the system, and yearly fees after that will be $175 a year. So.
Motion made to approve.
Yeah.
All in favor? Any opposed? Good gracious. Request permission to approve and authorize the mayor to sign an engagement letter for Butler Snow LLP for the completion of the continuing disclosure documents for FY ended September 30th, 2022.
Yes, this is our annual continuing disclosure for our bonded debt issuances that we have to have on file with the SEC and everybody every year.
Motion made. Second.
All in favor? Any opposed? Consider a proposal for demolition service and specialists LLC for a hazardous materials survey for the Oxford Enterprise Center. Mark Levy.
Demolition specialist at a low quote for $1,500. We're required by the EPA to do testing on any building we're doing renovation or demolition on, no matter the age. So we don't expect to find anything. The building was completed in 2001, but we're required to get it.
Motion made to approve.
Thank you.
All in favor? Any opposed? Request permission to release the bond for the final lift of asphalt in the Grove at Grand Oaks Phase 5.
Hello again. Grand Oaks Phase 5, this is basically the extension of Morris Drive. They put the last lift of asphalt on it back in December. Everything is good and ready to go.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor? Any opposed? Request permission to advertise for bids for the Goose Creek Pipeline Project.
So this is the Goose Creek Estates subdivision, Q-Up, Bowie Drive, Alexa Drive. There's some failing storm water pipe under the roads out there. This lining process basically goes in and lines those pipes without having to dig up the street.
So moved. Second.
All in favor? Any opposed? Request permission to approve a contract with HDR for professional services.
This is just a sort of a general professional services contract. They do some third-party review for us on projects like roundabouts, streetlights, and things like that, and they've worked with us in the past.
Second.
All in favor? Any opposed? Request permission to accept the maintenance of infrastructure within the Leslie Court residential subdivision and release the bonds pending receipt of required items.
So this is Zilla Event Drive. They will have to give us bonds for the final lift of asphalt and streetlights, which are not in place yet, but everything else is done.
Okay.
Is this a sign off from Rihanna also?
Yes.
I know there were a couple of things they were working on last week.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor? Any opposed? Consider a request for extended work hours, sidewalk closure, and temporary pedestrian routes for exterior work at My Favorite Shoes.
So the construction company is basically asking to shut a section of sidewalk down on Van Buren, on the north side of Van Buren as you come up to the square, so they can make some improvements to the balcony. Pedestrians will be rerouted to the south of Van Buren, and also this will not hinder access if you're walking south on the square to cross the street to get over to City Grocery. So this is just that one section of sidewalk. They're requesting special hours so they can try to avoid as much pedestrian traffic as possible.
Move we approve.
Second.
All in favor? Any opposed? We've already heard 28, so at 28A, you've got a memo in front of you, and I'll let John talk to us about these bids for FD Buddy East to Suncrest Drive for the Connector Road in Brittany Woods.
So we opened bids on this project this morning. This is to build a road from FD Buddy East Parkway just south of the new fire station to go up across the creek and tie into Suncrest Drive and Brittany Woods subdivision. Been kind of under design and stuff for a while, waiting on permits from the Corps of Engineers, et cetera, but the bids have come in well under budget, so we're excited about that, and the contractor said he can get started as quickly as we'll let him.
So moved.
Second.
Can I say something too? Can we also, on whatever motion, if that's legally acceptable, to give the mayor permission to go ahead and sign those contracts so I don't have to come back and do this again? Once the contracts and bonds are ready?
I mean, I guess you would just say, And approval to accept the bid and permission for the mayor to sign the contracts upon attorney's legal
Yes.
approval.
Yeah, okay,
Okay.
cool. That just cuts out a step.
Yeah,
I'll make that motion.
all right,
Second.
all right. Anything else before we vote? Anything else that we need to consider before we vote? Okay, all in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Wonderful. I would ask the board now to consider an executive session.
Move we consider executive session. Second.
All in favor? Any opposed?